Debbie's on time. I'm not. I tried to post my video or go live and I accidentally hit it and I wasn't ready to be live, so I kind of had to delete that real quick blurb. All right. So let's just give it a few minutes to let everybody... Oh, Facebook doesn't know if I'm Karen McNall, Karen Kirby McNall, or Inspired by Graham. I swear they have no clue that we're all the same people. It's so stupid. Like, look at my comment, Inspired by Graham, and then it says commented on by Karen Kirby McNall. It's so stupid. I don't understand. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. If someone can say yes, you can hear me, or no, I can't hear you. And if you don't reply, that means you can't hear me. So, yes, thank you, Carla. All right, so we are going to make this really fun card. I finally got caught up. And I'm going to be using this stamp set. I absolutely love it. It was one that I saw when I first opened up the Saleabration brochure here, and I saw it because that little girl, and she looks like she's having a lot of fun. Hi, Karen. And I thought, you know, I'm going to use her tonight for my live. So I've only created one card with it. We're going to recreate this card here on the left, and then I'm going to create two other cards. I hope. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not feeling 100% well, but I think it's just because I didn't sleep. I haven't been sleeping very well. My dad is sick. He's getting sick like every other 2 to 3 days. So, and he's sick again today. So I'm kind of on call to go up north. So if I see my father's cell phone or number calling in, or the landline, I might have to just say goodbye real quick, because I told him I would come up and help him with Mom tonight if he's not able to do that. So anyway, we're going to get started. Let's see. I bet 3 people on 3 is better than 0. I'll craft with just 1. So we're gonna do we're gonna make this card. She's so cute in all this purple. I used hand-penned designer series paper. Now, this one is in the annual catalog. I'll turn it this way so you can kind of see it a little bit better, I think. And the reason why, actually, if I turn it this way, you'll see the patterns a little bit better. The reason why I'm going towards more the annual catalog product is we know that the supply chain and shipping really is not the best these days. So I went to my designer series paper rack that is behind me, and I wanted to work with purples. So I looked at that little girl here and I said, I want to color her dress purple. And then I thought, what designer series paper works with that has purple in it? And of course, hand pen designer series paper does. So we're going to use this pattern here, and some greens and some purples. And then this is the first card I'm going to make. I'm going to make another one too, I hope, where I will fussy cut out the dress. And a third card where I'm going to use the Penguin Place stamp set and make some balloons. So sorry, I just had to take off my shirt. Oh, don't worry, I still have one on. I just have my polo shirt on, and this long sleeve thing I got from Costco. It's called 32 degrees, and I like to wear it underneath my short sleeve shirts. But I have my uniform on from work, so it's too hot in my craft room. Anyway, or else I'm just having a hot flash. Okay, that's enough of that. All right, so Saleabration. You can find this stamp set on handy dandy little post-it note here on page 6 over here. Now this one here is getting really popular too. I've seen lots of demonstrators using this stamp set. Oh shoot, Hold on. I tried to zoom in and now you got my light. How in the heck? There we go. Sorry. Let me try to zoom in. I'm too far away. There we go. You saw my light. This is like a blur pepper. Oh, I gotta start over. Okay, so Catching Butterflies is on page 6. You can earn this with a free, as a freebie if your order is $50 or more, and you pick Catching Butterflies. Now this one here is called Driving By. I don't have this one yet, but I'm seeing lots and lots of cards made with this, and they're super fun, reminding me of the 70s. So if you don't have Saleabration brochure, let me know and I'll pop one in the mail. I've got plenty of them on hand for anybody that needs them. Stamp set is here. It's kind of basic. It's just got a couple images here. You make my heart happy, celebrate every beautiful thing, collecting sweet thoughts of you. And then the second card we're going to make, I'm going to use that balloon. So we have this one all ready to go. On the inside of this card, I just designed it with some designer series paper, just a scrap. And the envelope, I stamped on the front of it with the butterflies and the sentiment, and I used Gorgeous Grape for that. And on the back, I just took a scrap of designer series paper and added it to the flap. It's not the same, but it all coordinates nicely together. And I need to zoom out. Sorry. Let me see if I can do that again. Hi, Lois. Nice to see you. All right, so we're going to get started. I've got, this is called Gorgeous Grape. It's the sheer ribbon, and it's 3/8 of an inch. That's going to be our ribbon. First time I've used it. And what else do we have here? Gorgeous Grape, Memento Black. I've got these really nice brushed brass butterflies. Say that 3 times fast. And I did add it to this card here, a little tiny one right there. They're super cute. They're flat. And they, well, should mail pretty nice. I've got my stamp and seal. We definitely need our paper snips. Wink Stella, and I've got some blends over there, so I won't use those yet. So we're gonna make this one here first. I always like to make my sample one too. So let's see, what do we need? We need this one here, and we need our envelope. I'll probably stamp the envelope a little something. I'm not sure what yet. All right, so I've got the little girl here with the butterfly net, and she is on this I block. It's the only one I could find. D block is too small, and the other one, E block, I think it is way too bulky to use. So I chose to go with the I block. So now I'm just gonna ink up that girl and her net, and we're gonna stamp it down on this scrap piece. I'm going to die cut this out with a mini cut and emboss, but I need to aim her foot down below. So she's kind of running in a field. Okay. Don't rock your block. Try to keep it as still as you can. Okay, so that is that one. Also, you'll need a scrap of white. Let me just grab one from my bin here. And we need to actually, let me clean that because I stamped with Gorgeous Grape earlier, and I don't want Gorgeous Grape in my black. Okay, so we're just gonna ink this up on a piece of scrap. Might as well just, let's just stamp 2 in case I need them. All right, we also need a scrap of this is Highland Heather, and I'm gonna stamp the sentiment with Gorgeous Grape. Gorgeous Grape is a darker purple than Highland Heather. And the sentiment I'm gonna be using is collecting sweet thoughts of you. I was gonna emboss in white, but This collecting is too thin, I found, to emboss, heat emboss, so I went with just straight ink on the Highland Heather. All right, so that is all we need, or we have right now. I'm going to, let me think what I want to do. I think I'm going to die cut first, just because then I'll color her in. So I've got my mini cut and emboss machine here. Let me flip it this way because I'm right-handed. And I don't know where my plates are over here. So I think I want to go with number, yep, I go with number 3. I do not use number 1. I go 3 and then 2. And then my girl here. Then I'm going to take the die from Hippo and Friends. And it appears that it is no longer in that envelope, and it might be in the other envelope, which it is. Phew, I thought I lost it there for a second. It's the largest die in this shape here. Now I'm going to try to get this girl as straight as I can. You can take some washi tape. I store washi tape right on the handle here. Since we don't have a magnetic plate, sometimes using washi tape is very helpful. It will keep your die on there. And now I'm going to take plate number 2. So I've got 3, 2 cardstock die and number 2. Slide that in there. And then we're just going to crank it through. And then it released. Didn't make too much noise. I'm going to put this back because we're going to die cut out the sentiment. Here, that looks really nice. This is scrap. It's going in my junk bin. Now I'm going to take this one here, and I am going to find that other die. It's from the Ornate Frames. So I'm going to add this die here. Take another piece of that washi tape. See, having washi tape on your handle is so easy. Just rip it off. Okay, and then we'll add that on there. Take our plate number 2, and we're going to crank this one through as well. Okay, so we are done with the mini and cut emboss machine for this card here. And then here's our sentiment. This I need for the next card. And these dies, let me just put them up in front of me here so I know where they are. Okay, so now I'm going to color. So, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to stamp my envelope, right? I didn't stamp the front of the envelope. So, with that said, I think what I'll do is take the butterfly there, and just going to clean it real quick. I'm going to take that gorgeous grape ink, and I'm just going to simply stamp some little butterflies down in the corner. That looks just super fine. We got to put something on the front of our envelope for sure. We want to make sure that the postman sees something on the front other than our address. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blends, and the blends I've chosen today are, let's see what we've got in here. I've got Pool Party, I've got Light Daffodil Delight, I have Highland Heather, and then I have Crumb Cake, and then I have the new, I'm going to show you. They're new, brand new. You can't, if you're a customer, you can't get them yet. You can only get them if you're a demonstrator. These are the skin tones. And there's no name to them except for a number. Okay, so these two go together. So 900 and 1,000. I'm gonna lay these out in front of you. This is the one I'm gonna use for today's card. And then I've rubber band these together. Of course, you can mix and match your colors, but you can kind of see how the grade goes in color and skin tones. So we start out light and we go all the way to dark. So we have lots of different browns and flesh tones here that we can now use. And these will be available next month for customers. I believe they're the same price as your regular blends, but don't quote me on that. Okay, so with that said, I'm gonna start coloring in this little girl. And like for me, I've mentioned before, I start at the top and I kind of work my way down. And I start with dark colors first. So I'm just gonna add some of those dark colors just around the edge here. And then we'll just bring it down here. You can do some dark lines over top of those if you want. I didn't do that on the first card, but I'll do it on this one. And then I'm going to take my light pool party and just, I'm going to use the brush tip, it'll be quicker. I'm just going to kind of do my circle coloring. Just push that ink up wherever you want it. Okay, so that is the butterfly net. We needed to give it some color so we can kind of see it in the air there. Now we can give her some brown hair. We'll give her brown hair on this one. So I'm just gonna take, this is dark crumb cake. So I'm just gonna hit some of these. It really is, there's no like rhyme or reason on this. I'm just kind of brushing it wherever, because we all have different hair color and it's not all 100% the same color. At least mine's not. And I cheat, I get my hair colored or highlighted or fixed every like 7 to 8 weeks. Jennifer colors it for me. I haven't decided to go straight gray yet. That would be a huge change. My mother is, and she has like wicked short hair, and her sister is. They all kind of look the same, but I'm not there yet. So, all right, so I've got the light crumb cake. You can go back over and give her some nice little highlights. Again, make some darker ones in there. Give her a little bit of character. I guess you could have purple hair too. Doesn't kind of matter, really. Okay. All right, so that's her hair. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to use the skin tones. And again, I'm going to start with 1000. And there it says SU 1000. So there's no name on it. It's just a number. I'm going to kind of outline, use the darker color around her hair and her cheeks here. I'm still working on these skin tones because when I was noticing last night when I was putting my email together saying I was going to be live, I noticed that it wasn't blended very well. So definitely need to practice a little bit more with these skin tones. I think they're a little bit harder. See, like this one's 900 and I swear it seems like it's darker. So I don't know if maybe I'm just not doing it right yet, but you'll get the idea. So I'm just gonna go around her eyes. We're gonna give her eyes the color of blue. So let's just give her some nice flesh tone here. I think I'm gonna go back over. Wait a minute, let me just look. It's drying okay. Yeah, okay, I think we'll just leave that as is. The next color is going to be the blue, and I'm going to give her dark pool party eyes. Just using that brush tip and just tapping it there on her eyes. The next thing is I'm going to go back to that flesh tone chisel point, and I'm going to give her some flesh color on her hands, her neck, and her hands. Look at how tiny that little hand is right there. It's super, super tiny. And here's her legs. Okay, next is the dress. And the dress, I'm going to use, again, this is Highland Heather, and it is dark. So again, I like to work with dark first. I'm going to go over these lines here, over their dress. The bottom of it here. And this is super juicy blends because I haven't used this one as much. So it is just needs just this like super light touch. Okay, and now we'll just finish it off with a light blend so you can kind of see a little bit of different coloring there. I think I'm just gonna go this way as well. Let's smooth that color out a little bit into where that darker color is. Okay. All right, I've got her all colored in. Let me get rid of these blends. I'll put them in my container. We'll use them again later. And now it's all about assembling this card here. So my card base today is Highland Heather, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and I've already scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold it over, and I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to give it a nice burnish 3 times, 4 times, whatever floats your boat. This is going to be a horizontal card, so it's going to open this way. The next layer I have is Garden Green. Working with 1/8 of an inch tonight. This is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and then I've got the hand penned designer series paper, which is cut 3 3/4 by 5. However, we need to cut this off. So we're going to take our Stampin' trimmer, and there's really no rhyme or reason on how much you want to take off. I'm going to just I'm going to use probably, I don't know, it's about 2 inches. I'm looking over here. Yeah, about that much. It doesn't really matter. It's just to change up the designer series paper on the front side. So this is the floral side, and then this is more of a plain side, except for it's got those white flowers in there. Okay, so let's take our Garden Green, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Let me just get it started here. Remember, a light touch when you're using Stampin' Seal. This has got an 1/8 of an inch border, and this is a directional pattern, so you'll have to be careful how you cut your paper. So we've added that on that side, and now we're just going to match this one right up, edge to edge, so it's a nice seam there. We're going to add the Stampin' Seal to the pretty side, the floral side. Okay, and then we'll just line this right up over here. Now I still have the edge. It all looks really good. We're gonna flip this one over. Let me take my Stampin Dimensionals. I've got the edge pieces today, so we're gonna take 5 of those, 1 for each corner, 1 for the middle, and then we'll kind of put it a little bit higher than the center. Press them down real well. I'll use my Take Your Pick tool. And we will just remove those backings. Whoa. real easy with my take your pick tool. It's a little bit harder with those edge pieces. They're all different sizes. Okay, so now we're gonna take that gorgeous grape sheer ribbon, and I've got it flat on this side. Whoops, let me turn this around, start over. Okay, so we've got it flat on the back side of that garden green panel. Flip it over, and I'm gonna attach it to the card base. So it's got equal borders on the top, bottom, left, and right. This can still move, that's what we want. So I'm right-handed, I'm bringing it way over. The bolt goes way over here. Take this one on this side, bring it over. And then I'm just gonna take my ribbon and create a knot bow. And it's gonna be way over here. We can always slide it in place afterwards. And I don't want to waste that much ribbon, so I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. Okay, so grab that, and we've got a nice knot bow there. Let's slide that back down. Got a little wonky on us. Okay, so then we're going to take my ribbon scissors, my really fancy ribbon scissors. I brought them out tonight because I saw Karen Rowe on here, so she gifted me these ribbon scissors a long time ago, a couple years maybe, and I love them. You still use them frequently. Thanks again, Karen. Okay, so we've got that on there. The next thing we want to do is we've got this little cute girl. And we're just going to play with this right now and kind of figure out where we want our focal point to go and where we want our sentiment to go. So I'm going to mimic the one I did earlier. The only thing I didn't like about this one was I have it too close to the edge, so I'm going to move our focal point a little bit more to the left so I can sneak this sentiment in here, okay? Because I want to see the designer series paper all the way around the edge. So I know that this has to go here. And so I'm going to flip this over, and the dimensionals are going to go on this side here. And I'll show you why. Maybe it's easier if I get this one on first. So let me just figure out where I want this one. Okay. So I'm going to add my Stampin Dimensionals to the girl. So we'll add 4 edge pieces. Okay, make sure they're really secure. Take your pick tool, the pokey side, very sharp side, and take those dimensional backings off. Now we're going to slide her over here. I'm not going to put her down. I'm not going to secure this yet because I want to see where this is going to end up. So I think I want to move her just to the right about 1/4 inch. Now I want this to be on top of the white. So that means I don't put anything here except for a little bit of adhesive. So I'll take my Stampin' Seal and add, I wish this would work right, okay. But now this piece needs to be raised up too, or else it's gonna sag, okay. It'll be at an angle going down, so we need to give it the same height as our focal point. So let's grab our edge pieces here, and I'm gonna add 2 scrap pieces. Okay, get them pressed down. Okay, and now we're going to slide this this sentiment over here, and now we can press these all down. I like where they are positioned, and that's looking good. So that's the front. We're not quite done with it yet. I'm going to work out with our inside panel next. So this is basic white 4 by 5 1/4, and I've got a scrap piece. It was in my scrap envelope. I used these, let me show you. I use these clear envelopes for all of my scraps, and I can see through and kind of see what I have. So I kind of pick and choose little scraps that we can add to the inside of our card to make it look a little bit better. Ooh, that side looks good too. I think I'm gonna go with this. I like the florals. Where is my, I need my silicone craft sheet. Okay, now watch how, now it works, right? This is handy dandy with your stamp and seal. Okay, I'm gonna put this floral pattern on the left side because it's on the left side of the front of our card. So I'm gonna match up that, and now let's just take our seal and add a little bit to each corner and a little bit in the middle, about 1/2 inch each time. And then we're gonna add this to the front or inside. Okay. We're not done yet, because did you guys notice we have this little cutout of a butterfly here? So remember that piece that I stamped on before? All I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna be like really fussy about it. I'm just gonna take one of these butterflies, and I'm just gonna color the butterfly in with the dark Highland Heather. Okay. I'm gonna color one more because we might need another one on another card we're gonna do. So since I've got this one here, why not just color it in? It only takes about 10 seconds to do that. Now I chose the larger ones just because those little tiny ones would be too hard to cut out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this scrap piece and make it a little bit smaller so I can work with it, and even smaller. And so now I'm just gonna take my paper snips. These are on back order, like you can't even order them. And actually back order is not even a word anymore. They're unorderable. And we're not going to get them in until like February. I think it's like February 28th. So a long time without having the capability of ordering paper snips. Kind of bummed about that. And still all those containers that are out in the water, waiting and waiting and waiting for people to offload, for drivers to show up and then take all their products to warehouses and stores, and then you need people to offload them. It's like a ripple effect, and it's just like honestly going on too long. I don't know. That's what I think. People need to step up. People need to get back to work. It's just my opinion and only Karen's opinion. So you might not agree with me. So, and that's perfectly fine. But, okay. So there's our little cute butterfly. I'm going to save this one here. Put it over there with my dies. Now I'm going to take a mini glue dot. Let me grab those out of my container over there. I'm going to bend up the butterfly so it's in half. We're bending it in half. Okay. And then we'll find a mini glue dot. Now, Karen, you had a long question. I can't see it on my phone, so hold on. Would that card work as a postcard type? Don't open the card, but you have. Oh, you know, I wonder. I would have to take it to the post. So I think what you're saying is this. Maybe I'm not sure. You want to make this as a postcard with all this loose stuff on it? I don't know as if the post office would like that. Like I think postcards have to be flat. They can't have all this like loose stuff, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Okay, so I've got my little cute butterfly. It's really, really tiny. It's probably less than 1/2 inch, but I'm going to put him right here on that gnat or her. And then what I'll do is, let's get our wings going. we can take our Wink Stella pen, and I'm just going to lightly brush some glitter onto the butterfly. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Wink Stella, take your pick tool, and I'm going to tap my Wink Stella, and it's going to splatter all that Wink Stella all over it. I like this effect because it just makes everything sparkle. Okay, still mail and an envelope. Okay, wait a minute, still mail. Different types of cards. This will definitely go regular mail for sure. I would just put a piece of cardstock because of this little knot bow here. You could actually put the ends of the ribbon underneath this die cut and forget about this, and it'll still be flat. And you can have the ribbon run on the inside if you really wanted to do it that way too. But the weight on it is definitely first rate, or regular stamp. Just put a piece of cardstock on front of it. Okay, so what do I have next? Oh, these brushed brass butterflies. It's so hard to say fast. They come in these large ones, and then they kind of just go down into a different size. I like the little one on this card because we've already got a big one over here, and I'm going to add one over here. So now we've got two, but you know how I like to work with odd numbers, but we've only got one of these and we've got one of these, so I think that works just fine for your odd numbers. Next, okay, this is what I did on that first envelope, and I added the designer series paper. So we're going to do the same thing with this card here. Let me just go to my scrap envelope. And what I like to do is I just kind of go through, I kind of look at these pieces first. Okay, this will work. So I'm going to just use that one, put all these back. They make good strips for inside of your card. And then let's take that envelope we stamped earlier. Now, if you notice, this strip is not as big as the envelope flap itself, but that's okay. All right, we're going to trim it down after we get this stuck on. So what I do is I take this piece and I line it up at the edge of this envelope over here. Then I'm going to take some scissors I don't really care about, and I'm going to make a little snip right here. Then I'm just going to snip this off. This is, you can keep it for, I don't know, a magnet, to make a magnet, I don't know, or just pitch it. Okay, so we know that this is going to work now. It's just a little bit over. Because if you add, usually what I do is I add my adhesive on here and then add my designer series paper. But since we're cutting this flap down, we don't exactly know where that designer series paper is going to end. So let me add that silicone craft sheet underneath my paper here, and that way our Stampin' Seal will totally go like so easy. Okay, now we'll take this, line it up against that score line, and then press it down. We'll flip this over. Again, I use scissors I don't really care about getting adhesive on them. And I'm going to trim it around from the back side. And then let's work on this side here. And these are getting gooey. I need to clean them. Now, remember that piece here that's showing. It's very easy. There's still lots of glue here, so you can still seal it. We're just going to trim this off. Okay. throw this out. And now we've got a nice flush piece of paper with the envelope flap looking same, okay? So let's add, and I didn't show you the Wink of Stella on this one, but it's all sparkly on that focal point there. And then here's the card I made yesterday where I added the sentiment here and some little butterflies going around it. So that's my first card for you guys. No call from my dad, so I'm good to go on number 2. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna wing it because I haven't tried this in a long time. So it could be a total like flop or not. So we're gonna actually make the same card, except for I'm gonna design the front of it a little different, okay? So I'm just going to get all these little pieces out of the way that are super easy to do. We're going to burnish that Highland Heather. Let me bring in my trimmer. I'm going to take this hand-penned designer series paper, which is cut 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm just going to snip off a little bit of it, like 1.5 inches to 2 from this right side here. Hook that on my wall, and we've got the garden green. We're going to add our adhesive. Okay, and this is directional because our flowers are going upwards, so we'll make sure we get this one on correct. 1/8 of an inch border. Then we're going to adhere this piece here to the right of it, and we'll slide this right into the seam. Okay. Add our Stampin Dimensionals. Looks like I've got just one left on the edge piece. So that means I probably need to dive in to get another package, and it looks like I've got slightly used one here. Okay, so we've got 5 on there. Give them a good press. Take your pick tool. Okay, we'll pinch those all together and throw them in my bucket. Next up is that gorgeous scrape ribbon. So same process, you guys. Take our Highland Heather card base and layer this right down. Okay. And then we're going to make a knot bow again. We'll make it way over on the left side. We can always move it around. Bring in our ribbon scissors. You want of a really small knot bow. Okay. Next up, let's actually, where's my stamp set? Oh man, I really smudged up that envelope. Okay, I'm gonna do another, I'm gonna stamp a different sentiment on this one. Celebrate every beautiful thing this time. Let's change it up. We'll need a C block. Okay. And my Highland Heather scrap. And my gorgeous scrape ink. And we'll just stamp that right down. So gorgeous scrape ink on top of Highland Heather. Then we'll take this white. We'll need our Memento black. And our girl with the butterfly net and my long piece of hair here. You don't need to see that. I take this migraine medicine. Yes, I have migraines. I've had headaches all my life. Even like I can remember taking, I was young, like super young, like probably 10 or 11. And the only way I would swallow pills is if my mom put, she used a spoon with some sugar and she put the medicine in the spoon and it dissolved. That's the only way I took medicine when I was very young. I think when I was like 12 or 13, I finally could swallow it. And I can remember having headaches way back when. But anyway, I'm finally doing a lot better on this medicine I take once a month. It's called Emgality, and it has worked wonders. So super happy about that. Okay, so another infomercial for you that you probably didn't need to know. Oh well. Okay, so then the next, we've got her stamped. Now I'm going to stamp on some scrap. And let me just take my mouse pad in here because my Stampin' Paris mat is somewhere in this room. Okay, I'm going to use mint macaron. And I've got Highland Heather. And I need one more color. So I think I'm going to go with a So Saffron. And I think that will look okay. We're going to stamp 3 balloons. And the balloon comes from the most recent class I've done. I'm shipping tomorrow. It's all ready to go. Finished it on Saturday. This little balloon here, I'm going to stamp that. Okay, first we'll stamp it in yellow. Okay, and then we need to clean our stamp. Next up is the Highland Heather. I bet you guys know what I'm going to do with those balloons. I'm going to fussy cut them out. Okay, one last cleaning. We're going to ink up with mint macaron. And let's stamp over here. We've got enough scrap over here. Okay, so we're all done with this color here. Actually, I think we're done with all the inks. I love how these ink pads just stack so nice. It's been like so great since they changed that design. All right, I'm getting rid of this Memento black as well. Okay, so now let's take our scissors, paper snips, and we're just gonna cut around each of these balloons. I totally wish we could go fast forward on this part, but this is the hardest part, this little balloon tie there. It's like a triangle, but it's really tiny. All right, so go around there real quick. Okay, that's one. And now we'll cut out So Saffron. I chose So Saffron because it's it's the yellow that's in there. I think it's a yellow. Yeah, it's a lighter yellow. So, but this looks like it's almost Daffodil Delight. I had to double check my ink pad to make sure it wasn't, but it is So Saffron. But it's probably because I re-inked this one a while ago. Just taking my paper snips, running around the edge, giving it a nice white border. That's 2. And then last one here is the Highland Heather. snip this up. When I was teaching my the penguins class for the little kids and their parents, I had to make sure that the moms and the grandmothers used the paper snips because I was so scared one of those little kids was gonna, like, these are really sharp, and it was the one piece of tools, that and the take your pick tool, that I was a little nervous about, but they were very capable. Okay. Carla, take your time. I'm not going anywhere. A foot of snow. We got about 7 inches, and we were supposed to get 55-mile-an-hour winds, and really, I don't know if that's going to happen tonight. I hope not, but we didn't get any wind. Like, it's beautiful out at our house here. More snow here than at work because I worked today. It was a floating holiday, so I worked. I just thought of something really cute. I want to do this. Sorry, you said to take my time, so I'm gonna. So we got more snow at where I live. We're above. I think we're like almost 900 feet of elevation, and usually the snow line for us is about 700. So as you go down the hill, there's not as much at the bottom, but I would say a good 7 to 8 inches up here too. But it was different snow. It was at work, it was like sticky, like you can pack it and make a snowman kind of snow, whereas at home it was more of a lighter feel and just sticky at the end. So it's all gonna freeze. It's supposed to be like 18 degrees tonight and super cold, so we're back in the cold. Okay, so that didn't take too long. I just had an idea. I want to try it. So, okay. Let's put my mouse pad back. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to show you too. I don't know if you've ever done this technique or not. And if there's time, we'll do it. But let's color in this first, just in case I don't have as much time. But we're going to use a different blend. We're going to use, this is number 700 and number 800. So 700 looks to me darker. Oh, wait a minute. I want to do her hair first. So we're going to make that crumb cake just like we did before. I'm not going to color the net. I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to color her hair. So I'm going to try to do it a little different. Try to give it a little bit more of a lighter brown throughout. We'll see what that looks like. I might not like it. I wonder what yellow will look like in here. I've got light Daffodil Delight. I'm gonna try it. Let's mix it in. Make it a little, you know, kids nowadays, they have all kinds of colors. So I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow in here, make it a little blonde. That looks fine. Okay, so now this is my skin tone here. We're going again with number 800 and 700. So there's no color names on here. I don't know if you're coming on late or not, but these are not available yet. They're only available to current demonstrators, active demonstrators. So if you're looking to get these early, then you should join Inspired Daisy's team. I put out a video yesterday, face-to-face with you guys, if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up. It's in enjoying the Stampin' Up experience. I'd love to talk to you. It's a great form of, I joined as a hobbyist a long time ago, and then I am starting to take this more into a business. So we have all kinds of stampers on the Inspired Daisies team. Some beginners, for sure, lots of beginners. And they don't have a lot of supplies, so they have joined to take part in the stamping experience and also building up the supplies in their craft room. So it's a great opportunity right now, because up until February 28th, you can join for $99 plus applicable sales tax if you have your sales tax in your area. If you live in New Hampshire, next border, 20 minutes away from me, you do not have sales tax. And then shipping is free. You can order whatever you want, up to $125, and they're going to throw in 2 stamp sets. And the stamp sets are at your choice only, from the annual catalog or the mini catalog. So it's a wicked great opportunity, and there's no, like, you can be a demonstrator as long as you want. Most of my downlines they're just hobbyists, and I have one that is doing classes, and everybody else is just learning and happy crafting and saving their 20%, or some of them are saving 25%. So take a look at that video. I kind of explained it yesterday, and it is on my YouTube channel. That channel name is called Sharon McNall. So, okay, so she's got a white dress this time, and if there's time, I want to show you what I wanted to do, and that was to, let me just go back to my designer series paper. Darlene Kuhn is watching. Oh, I'm so excited, Darlene. We used to be roommates a long time ago. Remember that? Sweet. That's bringing me back to like college days before I was married. Okay, so let's find that little girl somewhere. There she is, way up there. What I wanted to do is, I don't know if this is gonna work, and if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. But what I wanted to try to do was stamp this little dress on this designer series paper. Okay. Then what I wanted to do was to fussy cut out just the dress. And then if it looks good, we'll add it over top of that white dress. I'm probably going to color that white dress in first, just so we have something underneath there. I'm just going to cut this. Got to cut all the way down here. We'll trim her hand off. And then we just want the dress. No idea if this is going to look good or not, but I wanted to try it. So what I did was I just stamped on the designer series paper on one of the patterns we're using. And now we've got a nice floral kind of dress. Let me take my Stampin' Blends real quick, the dark and the light, and I want to color this dress in real quick, just because we need some undertones on this, because I want to pop this dress up. I think I want to. That's my goal. and I'm gonna stick with it. I like this skin tone. She looks very tan, like she's been in the summer sun. Not like me, where I'm like as white as a ghost because we haven't seen sun since probably June. Like consistent sun. Last time I saw consistent sun was when I was hiking Mount Washington. It was probably like 55, 60 degrees. And it was so hot. Like that's hot for hiking, at least for me. And it's in a t-shirt, could have been in a tank top. It could have been in shorts, but you never know. The weather up on Mount Washington can be dangerously, like danger. You could pretty much got in real trouble, be not safe up there, especially like tonight. But anyway, we got sunburnt. That's the last time I saw sun, I think, on my skin. I think that was in like August or September. All right, so I've got my undertone here. It's 2 different colors. Let me just pop in a little bit up here. Okay. Now I'm gonna die cut her out, and I'm gonna die cut the sentiment once again. So let me grab my my little mini here. We'll start with number 3, number 1, the image, and the die cut, which is way up there. And I'm still going to die cut that net, the butterfly net. Oops, I need to cut down. I don't want to cut her foot off, so okay. Hold on. Start over here. Someday I bet we will have a magnetic platform for this mini. This mini is $60 and it can be added to your starter kit, or what I would do if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, what I would do is order your starter kit with some of the suggestions I made yesterday on YouTube. And then your first demonstrator order, you can save 20% on one of these, and these are $60. Or you can order the bigger one, which is I think $120. I have both of them, but I tend to use this one on my desk. It's very, very handy to have right on the corner of my desk. I can just grab it, and I have a die here. Now, not all of our dies and embossing folders will fit in the mini, but it's strictly meant to have those little smaller dies, but I think it's like 3 1/4 inches wide, but it's super handy. All right, so that's that one. And now let's simply cut this one here real quick. I've got just enough. Wish I had a little bit more at the top there, but that's okay. Thank you, Karen Rowe. Yeah, I like that. So that's the second time that's only the second time I've colored. That's the first time I've colored with that little, that girl in that skin tone. But I like her hair. Like the yellow's starting to pop out. I'll show you in a minute. You'll see on the final when the card's done. But I like that brown in the light daffodil delight. Okay, so let's see if this is all gonna work where I want it to work. Okay, we've got our card here. We need dimensionals on this one. So we'll add 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Press them real good. And then my take your pick tool is right over there. Tomorrow night, or maybe a little bit tonight, I'm going to start cutting for my card club and get that shipped out. And my goal is to get it shipped out for Saturday, because if, God willing, we're going to have Christmas here in my house on Sunday with my grandsons. I haven't seen them since October. And I'm hoping, my dad is sick, but I'm hoping that he is better so he can meet his great-grandsons for the very first time. So, all right, remember those balloons? So I'm gonna pop them up. I'm gonna cover up that little butterfly net, and somehow we're gonna make them all connect. So we'll figure that one out. And then this dress is gonna go right on top of this one here. So it's a little different. Ooh. Now that's too busy, and plus it's backwards, but that's what a floral kind of would look like. I think it's a little too busy. Not sure. But I think I just want to show you kind of what it looks like if you wanted to do this. Now that's flat down. I might want to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on this one. And we'll see. Let me grab some. I'm going to grab a regular one. Just lightly put it on there. And just to see. Oh. I don't know. What do you think? Can you see that? Let me. I don't know if you can see it or not. Like it's popped up. I don't know if you're gonna. If you can see it. That's as far as I can zoom in. Too busy. I like the purple side of the paper. Like that. Too busy. Okay, I agree. But just to let you know, you can do that. Like stamp black onto some designer series paper. And yeah, I'm looking at the laptop because it's like 10 seconds behind and it just showed me putting this on. We're going to go that way. But if you want to add designer series paper on, that's how you do it. Okay, so we'll leave her dress like that. Some Wink of Stella there. Okay, so let's make sure that ribbon is straight. It's not straight. Now, we got to cover this up. And then I don't know how we're just going to put them like, what we need to do, I want this one popped up because of the purple. So we're going to pop this one up. I like the DSP. Oh no, I got 50-50. Pop it up. Pop up, yeah. Pop up the dress. Wait a minute. Too busy. I like the purple side of the paper. I love, oh wait. Do you want me to add this dress on? I'm confused. Like I don't know what everybody is talking about. That's the dress. Do I pop the dress up or not? Oh, so you're saying put the DSP paper on for her dress. It looks awesome. Okay. We'll make two. Like we'll put them together side by side. Okay, fine. I'll do that. Okay, so we're going to just layer this over just like that. Okay. It's like we're playing dolls, right? Okay. The biggest thing is this has to be attached to that string. The biggest thing is like these little things here need to be all kind of over here because it doesn't make sense to have this one over here and we don't have a string going to it, right? So they all kind of have to go like that. So I think this yellow one, actually, I want this one on the bottom. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal and this one is just going to go on the bottom, just like that. Then these two are going to get popped up. Let me put up dimensional there. Take these off. Now, I've got to cover up. Oh, shoot. I can't do it like this. I've got to cover up that whole netting. I'm really focused on this, so hold on. I really want that string to show, so I've got to move this one just up a little bit. I wonder if I just cut those tabs off. And then this one, draw some more strings. Geez, you think that I would have thought of that, Debbie? I don't know if I have a really good pen. I could really mess this up. So I guess horrible. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Okay. Then I thought, remember this little butterfly fussy cut? Actually, I got to put the sentiment in here. So I think it's going to go down here. I think it has to go over here. So we need our seal on this side, and then our Stampin Dimensionals here. This is really fun card. This one's going to be Parks and Rec card, I think. Okay, now the little butterfly. I thought it would look nice just to have a little butterfly on a balloon. Like, that's what I was thinking. Or we can add it to the sentiment down here. And don't forget, we have the brushed brass butterflies. Those can go on here too. I'm waiting for comments. Let's see who's gonna comment first. Where does the butterfly go? The balloon or the sentiment? Balloon. Anybody else? Butterfly on balloon. Okay. Balloon, balloon, sentiment. Oh, it's... Okay, I need one more vote. It's balloon or sentiment. Who's gonna decide? Balloon. Okay. We're gonna go up here. And I'm going to go, which one do we want it? Oh, we want it on the yellow, I think. And let's pop this one up with a little mini dimensional. I think that might look pretty nice. So let's grab our mini dimensionals. I'll use my take your pick tool here. And one of the backing came off, so it's a little hard there. Okay. There we go. Bend his wings up, and then I'm gonna add it. Whoa, it's way out of the picture. Okay, and now our Wink of Stella. Ooh, that is like a big glob. Ooh, I'm not using that one. Okay. There was way too much Wink of Stella in the barrel, and it was gonna ruin that little butterfly. That happened to me last night. So I had to recolor in a butterfly, okay? We'll put some sparkle on her dress. If Diane was watching, maybe she is, she would be very pleased that I'm adding Wink of Stella on her dress. Okay, so let's tap our Wink of Stella. I use my pen here, and we're gonna splatter that Wink of Stella on the front. Okay, let's cap this baby. And while this is drying, let's work on the inside. Okay, this is just, again, a scrap. We're gonna add it to this side. Actually, we're gonna make this card opposite of the other one. And then I like that little white border. Okay. Then we'll add some seal. Then this is the inside. So now I've got this side is going to match the front. Now let's add, I want to see what a brushed brass butterfly looks like right over here. I think it might look good. So I'm going to use a bigger one. Yes. I think this sentiment really needed something. So we're going to add one of those brushed brass butterflies. Our card here got really damaged by the Memento black ink pad. Somehow I got this totally in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my stash of paper and scraps, and we're gonna cover that up with some paper, some of this gorgeous paper. I want a strip here. This works perfect. That one right there. See, another way to add designer series paper to your envelopes and to use those scrap pieces. The only thing with this one, it is directional, so you need to make sure that you are putting it on the flap the correct way. Now again, this piece is not as big as the envelope flap, but don't worry about it. Nobody really cares that you're going to trim your envelope flap down. We're going to flip this one over, and we're going to add our seal right to the edge. Okay, and now this has to go on this way. It's a little bit wider than the envelope. And then where are my scissors I don't really care about? We'll just trim this right off. Oh, these are really sticky. Like, I really need to clean my scissors. What do you guys use that I've only needed to clean my paper snips, but they're so hard to clean because they're so super sharp. But what do you guys use for your scissors? How do you get that all clean? What is the best thing that you use to clean your scissors? I would love to know. Okay, so now we need to take this little strip of white off. Okay, so that looks good. We do have this little mess over here. If you wanted to, you could take that same designer series paper. I'm going to experiment. It's not long enough. So you could cover it up this way. That pink is really pretty too. So just, you could do scraps like this. Just finding a better one here. Here's one. Okay, that is a different paper than that. So what I would do is I would add the green over here. Okay, so take our seal. You could layer this on some garden green cardstock so you have a little edge around it, or you can just use it as is. Just make sure the pattern you want is going the right way, like pleasing to your eye. Whoa, I'm like really close. I always forget to zoom out. There we go. Okay, there's still room to write. And we'll just trim this off. Okay, if you wanted to add your address, you could add it down here, your label down on this white spot here, and call it good. So that is what I got for you tonight. So we're gonna put these side by side and take a peek. Let's clean up my mess. What do you guys think? Anybody, Goo Gone, alcohol pads, yep. I forget about Goo Gone. I actually have a bottle of that. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight too, is I'll clean those scissors. Okay, so where is my little envelope? Has all my scraps right there. So, highly recommend these little, you can get them from any office supply store. And they can seal, but these things can rip off. I tend to leave those tabs on. I don't think there's a name on here. And it says, you guys, you can mail these. USPS approved. Poly. Well, I never even knew that. Like, our Stampin' Up! Catalogs could go in those, right? That would be kind of cool. Okay, so as promised, I'm going to put these side by side, and we will make sure that Karen uses the right envelopes. Okay, this is the one we just made with the balloons. This is the one I made, I think, with you guys, this one here. And this is my... No, I made this one because that was darker. So, there you go. You get these so you can kind of see the envelope flaps. And I think this green one is the same, so we'll just leave this here. So now you can kind of see, here's the little designer series paper. And then these two have the Highland Heather purple dresses. So let us know in the comments which one you prefer, designer series paper, Highland Heather. Ooh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put Wink of Stella on that dress. So while you're voting, I will add a little bit of Wink of Stella to this one. And it's changing the color. Now that it's set, it's okay. It's changing her dress color. So now I'm going to have to color the whole thing with Wink of Stella. It brightened it up. Okay. So let us know in the comments. Balloon is the favorite. You know, that is so fun, right? What about the butterfly on it? I'll bring him a little bit closer so you can see one more time. I will also upload this video to my YouTube channel, so it'll just be a replay. It'll be there, and it'll also be on my Facebook page here too. So you can see the different skin tones as well. So here we've got Karen, who's very fair, very light, and always burns. And then here is a little darker tan girl with the blonde hair. I love adding in that yellow there. That looks super fun. So this is more like me. I've got blue eyes. And this little girl has lighter blue eyes. So, yeah, I like both of them. This one's a little bit more work, you know, because you had to fussy cut those out and stamp them. And you have to have a different stamp set too to go. But it's something how you can kind of change these up to make them look totally different as well. So, I like everything about Balloon Card. Yeah, it's so fun. So I hope you guys give this one a try. Again, you will need the stamp sets. Catching Butterflies, which you can earn for free, you guys. Don't forget about this. A $50 product order from my website, inspiredbygram.com. And if you wanted to make the balloons, here's this one. And it comes from Penguin Place. And this is going to be carrying over, so it is still available. So you can make penguins. It's a great year-round stamp set too. It was fun with the kids. I also did a class for adults, and I had 4 people take my class. That's shipping tomorrow. So super fun. And we do have a penguin punch that goes with this too. But I found fussy cutting this out was pretty easy as well. So these are the 2 stamp sets you'll need to make this card here. And if you just want to make this one, well, you've got the Catching Butterflies for free with your qualifying order. So I'm going to sign off. I don't know what time it is because my watch just died. So I just got to check in with my dad, make sure he's all set for the night. And then hopefully I'm not driving 90 minutes away up north in the dark, in the cold dark. But it is what it is. So I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you on my YouTube channel on Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Take care and be well.